Hey y'all, it's your girl Lolo, coming to you live with 13 plastic surgeon red flags. Okay, so, and don't mind my notes, okay? I had to write it down, so I will be looking back and forth, Okay, so basically I curated this list of red flags for the plastic surgeon because there was so many things that nobody told me. There were so many things that I wish I would have known when going into my consultation. I am an OG at this point. I have had 3 plastic surgeries, but I've learned a few things along the way that I believe may help y'all out, okay? Also, I do want to give credit to beautybybuford.com because I did use them for an inspiration on some of the questions. So I want to make sure I give them credit. We don't do no plagiarism over here. Okay. So, number 1, basically, you want to make sure that when you go in for the consultation, that you're consulting with the surgeon. Of course, surgeons have nursing staff. Of course, they have people who help them. But you want to make sure that at some point before you have your surgery, you get to talk to the doctor. For me personally, when I went and had surgery at the hospital, I spoke with the nurse and then I spoke with the doctor. My very first time even going to ask about the surgery, how much it's going to cost and all of that, I talked to the doctor the first day. When I went down to Miami, I did not talk to the doctor until the day before surgery. I did not like that. I felt as though I should have gotten a chance to speak with him before then, but it worked out in the end. But you need to be able to speak to the doctor before you have your surgery and hopefully the first day when you go and have your consult. Number 2. The surgeon's credentials are unclear, okay? When you go to get your surgery, you want to see that the surgeon is accredited, that the facility is accredited. You want to make sure that this doctor is board certified. You want to make sure that he knows what he's doing. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you lay in a doctor's bed that has killed people or does not know what he's doing because your life is on the line, literally. This is the most vulnerable state you'll ever be in your life. So you want to make sure that you advocate for yourself. Don't be scared to ask questions. And if they make you fearful or make you feel like you should not be asking questions, then you know that that's not a doctor that you should be going to. Red flag, okay? Red flag number 3. You don't know what the recovery process will be like and you don't know what the procedure will be like. So when you go to the consultation, the doctor should be able to tell you, okay, well, you'll be recovering for 6 to 8 weeks. I'm just making something up. You'll recover for 6 to 8 weeks and you're going to have drains in place and you're going to have to be on antibiotics and you're going to have to be on pain pills. Your doctor should be able to give you an outline of what is going to happen to you after you get off that table. If they don't have an outline and they don't just offer up that information, ask that question. And if they can't give you an honest answer or it feels unclear, red flag, okay? Number 4, no before and after pictures. First of all, as we all know, in the industry of plastic surgery, that is the best representation of your work. Any industry, especially the beauty industry, you want to make sure that you see where the person came in and how the doctor sent them home. You need before and after pictures. If there is not one before and after picture, that's a red flag. And if the before and after pictures that you do see are not given, red flag, run, okay? Number 5. This is my favorite one because I feel like this one is one that we all tend to ignore. Your intuition. Do not ignore your intuition. If your intuition is telling you that you should not be here, if your intuition is telling you that this doctor is not for you, please listen, okay? Listen, because a lot of times there are things that may slip. There may be questions we ask and they are answered. But if your intuition is telling you that this is not where you need to be, listen, okay? Your life is on the line. You want to listen to your gut. Your gut never lies to you, okay? And if you do not know how to listen to your intuition, you should definitely practice meditation. You should definitely practice yoga. Any practice that helps you connect your mind to your body to your spirit. Okay. Number 6, the promise of unrealistic expectations, okay? You never want a doctor to sell you a dream. I don't like being sold dreams, okay? Tell me what's real. Tell me the truth. Don't give me an unrealistic example of what it may be when I get done. I'll give you an example. When I went to my surgeon, their sales department sold me arm lipo as well as lipo 360. When I got in and saw my doctor before the surgery, the doctor said, I cannot give you arm lipo because you already have such a large amount of loose skin that if I remove any more fat, it will be severely hanging, even more than it is now. And I don't want to do that to you. That is a realistic idea of what my result would be. If he would have taken my money and gave me arm lipo and I didn't like it, that would have been yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, I'll take this fat out and you'll be fine. That's unrealistic, okay? Because I know and he knew that that was not the truth. So he did not take my money. He refunded me and he told me what my next step should be after I recover from his surgery. Okay. Number 7, this is a big red flag. If they offer you a dramatically low price, okay? Now, we do know that a certain time of the year, these doctors do have sales. Usually during the winter months, you could possibly catch a sale. When I booked my surgery for March, I booked it in January or February. And when I booked it, it was only $4,500, okay? By the time I went to have my surgery, it had already skyrocketed, I believe, $1,000 to $2,000 more than what it was when I went ahead and reached out and did my paperwork and my contract and everything like that. So if the price is unreasonably low, let's say you're going for a BBL and they're asking you for $2,500, that is a red flag. That is a red flag. Not one reputable doctor is going to give you a BBL for less than $6,500 that I know of, okay? You want to be careful with going to these doctors in other countries. You want to be careful going to doctors in places where there is a language barrier. You cannot understand what they're saying. You could have an interpreter, but that's more money you need to spend. And if you go to the Dominican Republic or somewhere like that to have surgery and you get botched, U.S. doctors are not going to touch you. Stay in the States, stay at home, stay where you know that you can speak English and they can understand you. Make sure that there is no language barrier. Like in Miami, everybody speaks Spanish. Everybody. So some people had an issue that I was talking to. They had an issue with the language barrier, but me, I did not. I don't speak Spanish. I understand it a little bit, but for the most part, my doctor spoke English. The ladies in the office were bilingual. My Lyft drivers were bilingual. So it worked out. But if you think you're going somewhere where you cannot understand anything anybody is saying to you, red flag. Don't do that to yourself. This is honestly the opportunity for you to do what's best for you and to work on your dream body. Don't go overseas and die. Don't go overseas and go somewhere and you don't know what they're telling you, what they're saying. You can't really ask questions. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Okay. Number 8. The doctor should not be trying to pressure you at all. There should be no pressuring sales tactics. If you are sitting with the doctor and your intuition tells you it's a no-go and you tell them, you know what, I think I'm going to pass, and then they start bombarding you with, okay, well, if you come with us, what if I throw this in? Okay, well, if you come with me, maybe I'll do this. That's always a red flag because there should be no reason why they're bribing you. If you say no, it's a no, okay? They should not be upselling you. They should not, businesses upsell, but they should not be trying to hook you into something that you've already expressed that you're uncomfortable with, okay? That is a red flag. Huge red flag. Run. Number 9, the doctor or staff is unprofessional and has no bedside manner. Now, this one is very important to me because my experience in Miami was I had mixed emotions about it because of this one right here. My doctor was really nice, but his staff, a lot of his staff members were nasty. They had nasty attitudes. They made it uncomfortable to ask questions. And I believe that was because they had so many clients. It was like just so many people in that place at that one time, and it's overwhelming. So if the staff is overwhelmed, that's a red flag. Now, I'm not saying don't go to the doctor who I went to. If you want to know who my doctor was, go visit my plastic surgery vlog video and you'll be able to find out. But what I'm saying is that is a red flag. You always want to make sure that you're comfortable with whoever your doctor is and their staff. You want to feel comfortable to ask questions. You want to feel comfortable. You want to make sure at all times that you just don't have that type of stress where you just don't want to be there, because that's a red flag, okay? Number 10, if the surgeon or the team or anybody is telling you to reopen your wounds after surgery, baby, listen, that is a red flag. You should not, first of all, you are not a doctor, you are not a nurse, you are not an LPN, you are not RN, you are not a CNA, you are not anybody who knows anything about wound care. The doctor should give you post-op care instructions, but none of those instructions should tell you to reopen your wounds. Do not do that. If the doctor is telling you to reopen your wounds, red flag, okay? Number 11, the surgeon has been sued. And I missed one as well. The surgeon has been sued. Okay. If the surgeon has been sued for malpractice, that is a red flag. I don't care how long ago it was. I don't care how, what the circumstances was. If that person was sued, that is a bad sign. Also, you need to look at the fatality rate. Okay, a lot of surgeries carry, they can have complications. Things can happen. But you want to make sure that the fatality rate is at a 0. Now, things do happen, and your favorite surgeon might have had someone pass away, and there could have been an extenuating circumstance where that person lied and that person wasn't honest with their doctor, but you want to find a doctor who has not had a fatality rate. Another thing that you have to be careful of is a lot of these doctors will have a fatality and at the clinic that they're at or that they own, and then they'll close shop and open another one. Or they'll work under 3 or 4 different clinic names, and you can't really pinpoint, if you can't really place your finger on where they work or where, if it was a fatality at this one, but they work over here, but they called you from this one, that's a red flag, because that you don't want that. Okay, I'm going to go back to number 10 real quick. So besides them telling you to reopen your wounds, if the facility is dirty, if the facility is not clean, red flag. You want to know that wherever you're going to have plastic surgery is clean. The common area is clean. The reception area is clean. The bathroom is clean. You want the facility to be a clean place, because that will tell you how they keep their operating room. A lot of these clinics, if it's not in the hospital, will have an operating room inside of the office. So you want to ensure that you're in a place where it's clean and that you're not going to pick up anything as you're healing or as you're getting surgery, okay? Okay, number 12. This one is big because this is something I didn't think about until I just had my surgery in March. If they do not have no malpractice insurance and they have you sign a waiver saying that you are okay with that and you remove your right to sue, that is a huge red flag, okay? There should not be a doctor asking you to remove your right to sue, okay? Because what happens if you really get hurt? What happens if you get sick to the point where it's almost deadly? What happens if your family member passes away? What are you supposed to do about that, okay? If a doctor is asking you to waiver your right to sue, that's a red flag and you should run, okay? And the very last one, and I already covered this a little bit earlier, is if the clinic has had deaths or not, if there has been a fatality. I really want to express to you guys how important it is to do your research and do your homework, not just for 1 week, not really go in depth and really make sure you're looking at reviews, you're going to realself.com, you're searching through every place that you possibly can to find out who your doctor is, where they went to school, if they're certified. You should be able to answer a lot of these questions before you even go to your consultation, okay? You want to make sure that you protect your life at all costs. Yeah, you might want a new body, a BBL. You might feel like, you're very desperate to achieve certain results, but don't put your life on the line. You're already in a vulnerable space. Your life is already on the line because you're putting your life in the hands of somebody that you don't even know. Make sure you do your due diligence and your homework, and don't ignore the red flags because it could cost you your life. So, with that being said, this was my pleasure to be able to bring this to you. If you guys have any questions or comments, please go down in the comment box below and ask me whatever you want. I'm honest. I will be as transparent as I possibly can to give you the real. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. So please do your research. Don't ignore your intuition. Don't ignore the red flags. And happy hunting. Enjoy the surgery journey. Thank you so much for tuning in. And like I said, if you want to see how my surgery went, go look at that surgery vlog. You won't be disappointed. Thank you guys so much, and I love you so much, billionaires. See you soon.